Welcome back, guys. Harry here, known as Trade Sharp. Today's going to be a very important Bitcoin video because there's a lot going on in the charts that we have to discuss. Some very warning, big warning signs, some scary stuff in the chart that I'm not too sure about. And I need more data to populate before I can start calling stuff. And I have to do a deep dive, so I'll bring you a deep dive. We won't do it today, but I just want to give you Bitcoin could put in a reversal where it is, but I don't think it's ready. But there is a big possibility, and I'll show you in this video. So stick around, it's going to be an important one. And with that being said, let's get straight into the charts. First of all, Bitcoin has confirmed a lower high here on the 4-hour as well. And we can see that it faked people out here and came back down in the range. I was looking to get this as a possible opportunity, but what kept me out was also first reason I was sleeping. Second reason is that you can see the volume is very low in the candles. You want to see a strong reaction out, break out of the range, and we didn't get that. So you can see we're in a very bad pattern here. And if we do break on the 4-hour, this pivot here at 53.44, then I do think we burst through this 51 target, but I do think we have a small bounce at this target here, but I don't know if it's going to hold a lot. It's the last chance for Bitcoin. I mean, technically looking at the 12-hour looks disgusting as well. If you look at the 12-hour here, and this is not to worry anyone, but looking at the 12-hour, we can see that what we have on the 12-hour, well, we have a confirmed, I won't say, yeah, it's technically confirmed now, to be honest. Lower high. How is it confirmed? Well, we've closed bearish at resistance, breaking the previous day wick. If we do close today's 12-hour in only 4 hours below 54,000, this pivot here that I have 53.4, then I do think this is confirming lower structure and is putting in a downwards trend. I mean, I could technically count this as the last significant higher low, but technically this should have been already considered. And if we hop back on the daily, remove all of this, hop back on the daily here, we can see that it's broken structure here on the daily, but technically I would consider this as a range until proven otherwise. So it does have one last chance, but it's really close to the edge here, and I really think that if it is, it's going to put in, this is going to be a macro reversal. But in macro reversal, maybe we come back down to these lower targets here around, I wouldn't mind, if we do put in a reversal here, we could come as low as probably, I would say we would base somewhere within this area here at 38 to 40,000. And probably I would see that as an opportunity in the big scheme of things, looking at how Bitcoin has been evolved and with an ETF talks coming soon. It's just very interesting to see this type of price actions. Stock markets do generally have a bad month now, and we are seeing some of the stocks have a correction which we haven't seen in a while. Yeah, one of the things that is also, sorry, my speaking is not the best today, but anyways, one of the things is that I've been saying about the signal, either we're gonna meet the monthly Bollinger Band, or we're going, the price is going to shoot up and it's going to drag the Bollinger Band with it. And we can see here that we are coming down to test the Bollinger Band, which could be a good signal, right? But here's the really worrying signs that I want to show you, and this is what I really don't like about the chart. The first thing is that for a long time, for a very long time, we are crossing below on the daily the 50 moving average. All right, which in the daily, this has been an amazing buy signal, great buy signal here. Not the best, but great buy signal here, like look at the move that this base held. And, when we cross below it, we see normally a long-term sideways consolidation. And backtesting this, I mean, except for here, this is an exception, guys. But when we cross below this area, we can see that what ends up, I'm not going to draw because it's going to bring back all the drawings. We can see that we've always consolidated, not a crash, right? So when we broke below it, another time when we broke below it, I believe we had a consolidation, yeah, right here. See, we broke below, we had a flash dump like now, consolidated, took off. Flash dump, which we had now, consolidated, took off, right? So same thing we have now, flash dump, maybe consolidation around, as long as it's holding the structure around here, and take off. But the thing that I don't like at all is this, is that, you know, if this is gonna put in a top, you want to see really RSI start to change up. And I rarely use RSI, but on a daily, you know, and if I bring this RSI up, look at this, guys. We have triple bearish divergence here, which I really don't like to see. I mean, we have here rising highs. All right, so these are your 3 highs, and on the I can't speak today, guys. On the RSI, we have you know, it declining. So triple, 3 confirmations of bearish divergence. I don't know if it's my settings or not, but that's not a good sign. That's typically not a good sign at all. And the last time that happened, I want to see in 2017. I do believe we did put in triple bearish divergence on 2017. Yeah, we did. You see, here's your 3 bearish divergence in 2017. 1, 2, 3, macro cycle top. What? And then here, 1, 2, 3, macro cycle top. You know, so I just, it's, there are other things like HPV. HPV is not at red line, you know. Looking at RSI, like there's not things firing off a full macro signal, because I'll show you, like weekly RSI, before it fires off a macro signal, like there are some warning signs at this area, but firing off, you know, it's a very hard one to call, guys. I'm not gonna call a market top. Well, you see the signs that are firing off, but first thing is, on a weekly, normally we see RSI on macro cycle tops likes to get really high before it get into the RSI. You see up here in the 90%, right? And if we go back to 2017 when we had the top, and I bring this down so you guys can see clearly, when it reached the top, it was in a 90 percentile. You see that there, guys? So if I bring this up a little bit, you can see that when we did reach, we were at the top, right? So when we did reach that area here, we did have a 90 percentile read in the RSI. Bitcoin doesn't have a 90 percentile read. So I don't know, it shouldn't top at this area. We should have more way to go. HPV is also proving otherwise. So, you know, it's interesting. It's very interesting to see that type of price action. I mean, do we have any Stokes with any trend lines? I want to see, let's go back onto this chart. There was, I do remember I was looking at the other day, a very interesting trend line catching a lot of lows. Was it on the 12 hour? Let's have a look. Where, 12 hour. Yeah, I think it was this regression here, like so. And if we see that regression and see what lows it's been catching, you know, it caught this macro low here, it caught the next macro low here, and then bouncing off this low. So if we do manage to break through it, that's another huge warning sign here, you know. And it's like, it's like in a critical position, right? It's in a position where half of the facts are saying it's not ready to dump, and the other half is saying it's looking scary. I mean, triple bearish divergence on the daily is what we saw, what called the top on 2017. But I do remember somewhere back here we had double bearish divergence and we shot through. So it's not a death sentence in itself, right? But we are in a critical area for Bitcoin. And I really need to see more price action before, because I'm a price action based trader. I don't really use indicators. So I want to see some more price action formulate, because what I do have a feeling is that Bitcoin, if it is going to be the super cycle, this is where we put the super cycle top and we go sideways for a couple of months, guys. You know, we just range, scare a lot of people out, shake all the people out. Big institutions come, ETF comes, and then we pop past 100K because everyone's saying Bitcoin 100K, Bitcoin 100K. What I think might happen is that Bitcoin might end up, you know, shooting past that 100K and fake people out here. We might range for some time, right? And after ranging for some time, everyone's like, Bitcoin's boring, Bitcoin's this, Bitcoin's that. And then not only do we get to 100K, we shoot past 100K and everyone's shocked and everyone sold their Bitcoin because they have weak hands. It's a possibility, guys, but I'm going to leave the video at that. Scary times, interesting times, and best times to be looking at the charts. So with that being said, remember guys, like, subscribe, take care, trade sharp, and until next time.